Welcome back to the shop. Today's going to be a neat little restoration because it's a viewer trade slash gift, if you will. I had the 9/32 snap-on ratchet that I traded with Footpusher, and he sent me a bunch of pictures of all these cool tools, and he said, well, you know, would you like to trade? And I said, well, yeah, send me this Scribe, which is pretty cool. I can't have enough Scribes. And I'm not sure what that is, if that's tool steel or what it is. But anyway, pretty nice, handy little tool to have, and I don't have anything like this. I just use it all most of the time. So that'll be great to have. And I said, you know, these 90-degree pliers, I'm sort of a sucker for these. Would you think that's a fair trade? And anyway, I got silence, and I said, well, you know, whatever, he's busy, he'll get back to me. I didn't hear anything from him, and I thought maybe he changed his mind or backed out or something like that. But then I get a nice email saying, hey, your package has been delivered. And this is from Footpusher, and he said, hi Joe, I threw in some extra goodies as a gift because your channel is entertaining. Thanks, Footpusher. So anyway, Footpusher, thank you very much for this. That was very kind of you. He went through and so not only do I have these cool Proto 90-degree pliers, and we'll work on these today, and we'll see if we can't close that up a little bit. The Scribe that I just showed you. We got some tile nippers that are pretty cool. These should clean up real nicely. We've got another set of something made in Jamestown. Seatco, I can't really make that out yet. But a nice set of slip joint pliers. These feel really nice. These got a good weight to them. And then they have the neat embellishment on the handle that I like so much. And these got some hours on them. You can see that somebody's really used these. So anyway, that's super nice. Got a nice set of side cutters. Again, the USA made. It doesn't have a brand on there that I can see as of yet. But also, look at the embellishment on the handle there. It's like a woven pattern. That sure is neat. So these will clean up nicely, and they're just a little, looks like somebody may have gotten into a hot wire at some point in time. But you know, these are still more than acceptable in terms of usefulness in the shop. This one, it says Dropforged, and it has a pretty decent finish on it. What it was, and I'm not sure if that it's sort of got almost like it's been shellacked on it, and it's got that nice knurling on the handle. You can see the fit and finish isn't quite as well on these. These should clean up pretty nicely on the belt sander, and we should be able to get that nut off of there. But these look to be brand new. You can still see the sticker on them. So anyway, Footpusher, thanks again. That was very kind of you to include all these. Oh, well, he threw in some odds and ends too. I've got what looks like I don't know what kind of socket, 5/16 something welded to I don't know what they were thinking or what they were doing when they had this. I'm not exactly sure the motivations behind welding two sockets together like this, but whatever. And then a Mac universal joint, and you know, this is a 3/8, which is a common size, so that's useful. Anyway, the very awesome little universal joint socket there. Oh, and sent me a bunch of cool stickers. Some space-oriented stuff, some stuff of Russian, German, some F-35. That F-35 is so cool watching it take off vertical, and anyway, perfect stuff. Just some neat stickers. These will go great on my beer fridge over there. Thank you very much for that. And anyway, let's sort of set these aside, and let's work on my two favorites today. These will be a fun little set of restorations, so we'll get to work on these. I got to start in a sandblaster. Alright, the only issue with these Proto pliers is the ends are a little bit separated here. I'm going to try to reconcile that with a hammer. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of heat to sort of soften things up, but not get it lit. Alright, that looks pretty good to me. There's a tiny little gap in there, but, you know, for the stuff that I'm working on, that 1,007-inch gap isn't going to matter. forgetting to hit the record button. Alright, so I've cleaned up both tools. The Proto has a nice shine on it. It came out pretty nicely. It's I didn't go crazy with it, but you can still sort of see yourself in the reflection, and I still need to wipe this down a little bit. And the Scribe came out perfectly too. I was unable to pull the collet out of here, but I can see that this is made in Germany now, and I'll have to do some research and see exactly how these are assembled and if there's different kinds of collets. I had to do a little research because I don't have a Scribe like this, so I'll have to learn about that. But what I'm going to do for these, which is slightly different than what I typically do, I would typically just wipe these down with furniture polish. But I had a viewer the other day say, why don't you use some BLO? And I'm thinking, what the hell is BLO? And he says, oh, it's boiled linseed oil. So I'm gonna try it. I was watching Alex Steele. If you haven't seen Alex Steele, that's a pretty neat channel. But his protege over there, however that is working out, had redone a vise, and they used boiled linseed oil to wipe everything down and protect it. So anyway, we'll give it a shot here, and hopefully it works well. Well, it's got an odor to it. The issue with boiled linseed oil is that it will oxidize in this rag, and if you have it in the proper environment, it could combust and catch fire. So it doesn't need a spark or anything like that. As it oxidizes, it'll generate its own heat. So anyway, what I do with the rags when I'm done with them is I don't try to fight it. I just set them on fire, and that way I don't have to worry about them catching fire. So anyway. I'll wipe these down, and I'll bring it back with some after pictures. Alright, so that's the Proto and the Scribe. Those cleaned up very nicely. Footpusher, thanks again for making the trade. Again, I'm glad that 9/32 snap-on is in somebody's hands that appreciates it and could possibly use the thing. So anyway, that makes me feel much better that it went to somebody in the channel. And again, that was very gracious of you to send the extra tools and to include the letter. That really means a lot. I'll save this. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Thanks again for subscribing. And I want to do one last thing. I want to give a shout out to a new guy that I found just the other night. I was looking up some information on my Walker Turner. I've got a big Walker Turner 1100 automatic feed drill press, and I came across a guy. His name's Dave, and it's parts and restoration. It looks like a great channel, and he does some bigger projects. So if you're not into the small hand tool projects and you want to see bigger tool restorations, his is particularly nice because he adds commentary. He's got some that doesn't have any commentary, which is similar to the hand tool rescue stuff. But personally, this isn't anything against the hand tool rescue guys or any of the guys that have the sort of silent films. I don't watch those. I don't watch the silent films because it's sort of like the ASMR stuff, and that's creepy. I got a lot of those cats writing me when I started my channel, and they wanted me to... anyway, they creeped me out. So I like his channel because he adds commentary. He has it with commentary, without commentary, and again, I just watch the stuff with commentary, and it's very informative. They're neat projects. They're old tool, vintage tool restorations, the ones that I've seen so far. So anyway, I'm going to watch some of those videos tonight because they look great. And so anyway, I'd go check him out too. That's pretty neat. And anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And have a good night.